Hey everyone, welcome to the Teach Middle East podcast. My name is Lisa Grace. It is 2023-2024 academic year and we are back. Well, we've been back, so you must have listened to a couple of episodes before you got to this one. But this episode is a real treat for me because I get to speak to a YouTuber and a teacher who I've been following for a while and didn't know I'd get the opportunity to speak with her. And it is none other than Michelle Jackson from the Unapologetic Nomads.
You are listening to the Teach Middle East podcast, connecting, developing, and empowering educators.
Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to meet you, Lisa. Heard a lot about you, and it's crazy. Our paths never crossed, but it is just a pleasure to meet you finally.
Thank you. I don't know how. We will do a coffee after this recording for sure. Because I'm sure I won't be able to cover everything I want to cover in this, and no one wants to listen to a 5-hour podcast. So,
and thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. Listen, I want to dive quickly into your story. First of all, what led you to the Middle East? But before we even get there, where are you from?
All right. So I am originally from South Carolina in the U.S. And wow, I lived, part of my life, I was born and raised in South Carolina, and then I moved to Philadelphia, PA, Pennsylvania, in like 2002. So half of my life down south, the other half up north, and I've traveled quite a bit across the United States. And so a bit about me. And of course, it is me, my husband, and our daughter. And,
wonderful. Ayla! Shout out to Ayla.
Your favorite, Ayla. Yes.
Love her personality.
Fantastic. It's just so amazing just seeing her grow up just around the world, having that experience. I'm just so happy for her and happy that we were able to do that for her, give her that experience. Yes.
What led you to the Middle East?
Well, I'm an educator by profession and 20 plus years. And so I was teaching in Philadelphia. And I noticed how things started to feel like education started to feel like a business, you know what I mean? And there was so many pressures being put on educators like myself. And I just felt like, wow, where are we headed? And I just wanted a different experience. And so I was talking to a really good friend, Aaliyah, shout out to Aaliyah, back in Philly. And she said, have you ever thought about teaching abroad? I said, now that's a thought. I said, but how do you do that? So she gave me some information. I did my homework, my research, and talked to my husband first. And he was, ready to go. My daughter was on board. They were both like, let's do it, So, and what he did was online anyway. So we could just pick up and go. And so we got ready and I put out some resumes, applied for a few positions in the UAE, and I got 2 offers, long story short, and the rest is history. And this was 2015.
Wow. So your journey took you from South Carolina to Pennsylvania, all across the United States, and now you are in the UAE. You were based in Al Ain. How did you find Al Ain?
Al Ain is a nice, quaint little, I want to say charm. It's a very charming little city. And we had a very close-knit community there. Awesome experience. I would not trade it for anything in the world. We had a really, really nice community. And we had a lot going on outside of school. We had our children play together and even with some of the local children and just had a great time. That was a wonderful experience. And I just love the community aspect where a lot of us were able to come together and like become auntie, the adopted auntie and uncle, grandma, if you will. And we just took care of each other and just had a great time as a community. My teaching experience there was wonderful as well. Yes, definitely.
What level do you teach? What grade?
So I am certified 6 through 12, and I've taught 6 through 12 over the course of my career. So there I taught, 6, 7, 8 in Elaine, and here last year was grade 6 and 7. I don't know what this year is, it's going to bring for me, but I'm just waiting. We're just getting back. Today was the first day. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But middle and high school is where I kind of, always taught.
Al Ain is a special place. We tend to hear a lot about Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but I feel like for teachers who are listening to this, and maybe you're not yet in this country, maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking where to be based. If you really are wanting to learn the Emirati culture and way of life, Al Ain is the best place for that. I find that you really get immersed in the community. You get invited to their homes, to their weddings, to their functions, and you just really are a part of the community and you learn their traditions and culture. It's very different from sort of living in Dubai, where you hardly mix with a local person, or even Abu Dhabi, where you less so than Al Ain. Did you find that to be true?
Absolutely. They were so welcoming and inviting. I remember one of the teachers, she just had her baby and invited us all to come, and she prepared a meal for us. And I'm like, wow, that was it's amazing. Just so welcoming, inviting, and just giving, so definitely I would say, and in Al Ain, you get to be immersed a little bit more in the culture because they're very traditional, and they love their culture and their heritage, and you get to see that and experience it as well. So definitely I agree. Yeah. Because as amazing as Dubai is, it's very touristy, and you see a lot of people from all over the world who come and visit Dubai and settle there as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So after Al Ain, when I got sort of familiar with you, you took, a lot of teachers say, oh, I want to travel the world. I want to come and experience what it's like to travel. But you didn't do that. You didn't just say that. You lived that for a while. So I want to know how that came about. What led to you wanting to become nomadic?
Wow. Okay. So for starters, when me and my family arrived here, we were like so in awe, like, oh my goodness. If you listen to media, you would think so many things that are just not true about different places around the world. When we got here, we were like, wow. And it's an exciting, just very peaceful, just amazing energy here. And so back home, you had the naysayers. First of all, when we decided to relocate and I accepted the job, we had people like, why are you going over there? Oh, isn't it this or that? I'm like, what? All the negative talk, because we were blown away. And I'd done my homework, so I know it wasn't what they were saying. It was here, the climate. And so just to show people the truth in real time, we started doing videos and sending pictures and videos back home. Like, this is where we are. Like, stop worrying. We're fine. We're great, as a matter of fact, having a wonderful time. So they were like, what? So I remember our first vacation, our break, we had a break, and for spring break, we went to Tanzania. Beautiful country on the continent of Africa. And that just changed our lives. That changed my life. And from there, we knew that we wanted more. We wanted to see more and more and more of the world. And that's where we started. That was our very, very first trip outside of, being in the UAE. And it was just exciting, and almost like surreal. Like, are we really here? Yeah. So we just went, like I said, more and more. And from there, we just kept traveling. Every time we get a break, a holiday, we're traveling, we're making videos, and we're showing people this is what the world looks like right now in real time. Because like I said, if you listen to media, you would think everywhere around the world is so horrible outside of, living in the US. And it's so not true. And I'm glad we were able to experience that.
Yeah, no, you're right. And so I've been like on your YouTube channel. By the way, guys, I'm going to link the Unapologetic Nomad YouTube channel in the show notes. You have to go and watch it. And I'm sure you're going to become like me. You're going to binge watch the whole thing, and you're going to get to learn about the family and learn about, this educator's path that she and her family have chosen to live. So let's dig into some of your favorite places. You've been to loads of places. I'm not going to ask you for your top one or top two. Just name me some great ones and why you like them. So Tanzania, yes. Name me some good ones.
Definitely Tanzania. I've been to Zanzibar probably 4 times. It's paradise.
It is.
Beautiful.
I love it.
And also Dar es Salaam. We lived there when we did leave. So this is my second bout here in the UAE. We were gone for a couple of years. And so Tanzania, Zambia. Zambia is awesome.
We'll talk about that later.
Wonderful people. Let's see. There's so many. Every place is very special, has its own wonderful qualities, different cultures, wonderful people. Let's see. South Africa, one of my daughter's favorites as well. Let's see. We also lived in Cambodia. Lived in Cambodia for 1.5 years. That was an amazing experience. Wow, so many places. I'm gonna leave out any place to see what I have on here.
Okay, I will help you since I am I've been binge watched your channel. I'll help you out. Tell me about Rwanda.
So we had an opportunity to live there. We lived there for 9 months during our travels, and just the country itself is breathtaking. The people are so amazing. And so we just felt at home in Rwanda. So we dwelled there for a little while, longer than we usually stay in different places. As nomads, we don't stay in many places very long, but we stay there quite a length of time. And just the landscape itself is inspiring. It's just amazing. And like I said, the people, it just made it really, really nice. The people were so warm. It just felt like family, extended family. So definitely we stayed there for a while. From there, we visited Tanzania again and stayed there for about 4 months. Yeah.
I've got a quick one for you. When you talk about staying there, right? Because a lot of people want to travel and they've got lots of fear and, how do you go about deciding where you stay and how long you stay and where you move to next?
So when we visit a place, so we all, we kind of take a vote as a family. Where do we want to go next? Okay. So we decide we're going to go, take a little vote, and okay, let's go. We're very adventurous. So we're not fearful people. And if the vibe is right, we want to stay longer. You understand? So that makes you, like I'm saying, the people, is it, costly or not? Is it affordable? So how easy is it to get a visa? Those things are very, very important to us. And how easy is it to rent an apartment or a house to be in while you're there? So all those things come into play. So we kind of calculate all those things. And if it's right, then, we stay. And definitely the vibe. The vibe has to be great.
Yeah. So you don't do hotels?
If we're going to, we usually like Airbnb and we book through Booking. So mostly homes because we're a family of 3 and it's a lot easier to go that route, so you tend to find, because hotels can be costly, very pricey in different places. But like if you're doing a long-term stay, let's say a month or more, we do like Airbnb homestays.
Awesome. So when you think about what you want to see, how do you plan an itinerary? Maybe Rwanda, for example. How do you plan what to see, where to go, that kind of thing? Because people just want to know where to start.
Okay. So I love researching. So I'll get online, or we all get online, and like things to do, places to visit in whatever the place is, or for Rwanda as an example. And I'm like, oh, I want to go there. Okay, I want to see Lake Kivu. I want to go to the genocide memorial. So we'll see different places online and we're like, okay, I'm intrigued. I want to learn more about this. And we just go. Yeah. And while we were there, also, there were a few companies or tour groups, if you will, that reached out to us, and they were also followers of the channel, subscribers. And they, at times when we go different places, they offered to take us on a free tour in exchange for promoting their business. So, hey, it all works. So we get to see even more of what maybe we missed something. They know some other interesting places to visit, and we go from there.
Yeah. I think one of the things I want people to leave the podcast with is a renewed sense of adventure. because a lot of our listeners are teachers. They're from other parts of the world. They come over here, and sometimes we can get sort of like pigeonholed in the regular destinations that, everyone wants to go to Paris type of thing, and everyone wants to go to Amsterdam. Nothing against those places. Everybody wants to go to London.
Right.
I'm not going to knock London. I grew up there. But when we think of adventure, we should sort of like think outside of the box. You've been to Zambia, and I want to spend a few minutes talking about Zambia because Zambia is very near and dear to my heart. I'm just coming back from Zambia. I spent a few weeks there going between Zambia and Zimbabwe on the border with Botswana as well, and really exploring Livingstone, such a fantastic country and a fantastic town, because I can't call Livingstone a city really, but it is magical.
It's very charming.
It is. And it's the simplicity that sells it. What did you think of Livingstone?
Livingstone is my favorite place in Zambia. I'm going to be honest. I think my husband said the same thing. And it is small, but it is so shocking. There's so many things to do and see. Examples. So, of course, that is where you get to see Masutunya. Okay, in the local language is Victoria Falls, which is the largest falling sheet of water, the biggest waterfall in the world. And of course, I got emotional because the power coming from it was so amazing. A very spiritual person. So the power from that water, I'm looking and like, oh my goodness, this is fantastic. We're here looking at this with our own eyes. And then to be there at the border of another country, right there, Zimbabwe, across the bridge. So just to be able to experience that, have the water falling on you. This is God's creation. It's like, wow. Also, you have the Makoni Big Five. And we did a safari there as well, just to see animals in their natural habitat, just roaming and just being at peace, and just, there's nothing like it. Also, where did we do the safari? Oh, something very interesting happened when we were driving down one of the main streets in Livingstone. We're driving and we were on a safari that day, and we stop and there is a zebra crossing the street. That was so fantastic. So just to see that, how people respect nature and let the animals just dwell and just be a part of what's going on. That is fantastic. We also experienced some adrenaline style adventures. Oh my goodness. I know you saw the video with my husband and daughter doing the gorge jumping.
Yeah.
It's like jumping off of a cliff.
Yeah.
And it scared me half to death.
I saw that. I even watched this summer some people doing it, and I was like, I'm good, but more power to you.
That I couldn't do, but I zip lined. And that for me, a lot of people were like, I don't even know how you did that. It was so far across the gorge. But, once you get out there, you're like, okay, nothing can stop me. I'm good. This is such fun, So we had a great time. And also going to the local market, seeing the artisans with their goods, their handcrafted things, and just, oh, wow. I'm like, this is Africa. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Livingstone is nice. And we met so many wonderful people and got to, share in advertising for different people's company in exchange for them taking us different places. And this is fantastic. I can see myself going again.
You have to.
Zambia, definitely. Beautiful.
Zambia is a very, very wonderful country. I have the best time when I go there. This was my third trip.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'll tell you offline why I keep going there, but I love it. And one of the things I really love is that when us as Africans in the diaspora, as I call her names, because it's hard to say that we are from Africa,
right.
But we are Africans. We just weren't born there.
Right.
It's nice to sort of see us going back and really enjoying it and really shedding a light on what's really going on there with, sort of the lifestyle that we don't normally see in the media. We don't normally know that this is what this is what it's really like when you're on the ground. How do you manage to sort of capture everything and film? How do you balance all of that?
So we use different things. So, phone cameras are awesome these days. We used to have the Canon, carrying the big weighty camera and whatnot. But then, it's like, okay, you know what? We can do the same and have great quality using our phones. So we do that. And my husband taught me how to edit. He was the editor at first, editing videos and whatnot. He taught me. And now I know how to edit videos. And so we kind of share the load, if you will, if we don't go live, that is. So going live is pretty simple. It's just already there. You capture it in the moment. So that's how we do it. So we kind of, we're a team. So,
yeah. So in order not to make this podcast super long, because I could just talk to you forever and ever, I want to know, now that you are back in the UAE and you are looking to maybe travel from here to different places, maybe on your holidays, because now that, teachers, we have several little holidays jotted into the academic year. What's on your list?
Oh, okay. Not sure right now, but we definitely would love to get to other continents, if you will. I'm itching to get to South America and even to visit Australia and different other places. And there's so many other countries I want to visit on the continent of Africa as well. And so I guess we got to figure it out. We have to talk and see.
Yeah. I was watching recently that your daughter, she's now 18 and wants to remain in the United States. What's that like? Know that your 3 will become 2.
I miss her, but she's awesome. She wanted to finish her last year of high school in the US, and she is with family. So she is in great hands. And, we don't want to take that from her, so the experience is going to the prom and taking your senior pictures and, those things, cap and gown. And she's doing a great job. She's a really intelligent young lady and we're proud of her, so at first I'm like, no, baby. You're the only one. But her dad and I were like, you know what? Okay, we get it. So a little sad, but also happy for her. So, yeah.
And I'm sure she'll be able to join you on some holidays and you guys can trek off over. What advice would you give to people who are sort of listening to the podcast, wanting to go and explore, but are a little bit timid? What would you tell them?
So I always say things that you want to do. So I think seeing things for yourself. A lot of times we take advice from people who have probably never traveled. Sometimes people I've found on the channel giving advice to people and they've never even left their state. That's more their country. So I think that just, be brave about it, but do your due diligence, research, and figure out where it is you would like to go and just go. Push the button, just go, so you would be surprised at what the world has for you to see. This world is so amazing. It's very, very vast and it's very beautiful. And I don't regret any of our experiences, all that we've done. And I just want more and more and more. So I say, just do it, and just see for yourself. We can't always live through what other people are saying to us, trying to give us advice. And a lot of times it might not be good advice. So just go.
I love that. That's a very good place to end the podcast. Just go. If you want to explore, just go. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. And thank you for having me, Lisa. Thank you so much. And it's awesome to finally be able to talk to you and to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Teach Middle East podcast. Visit our website, teachmiddleeast.com, and follow us on social media. The links are in the show notes.